In the very beginning of the Bible, just one generation from Eden, comes a murder, a curse, and a mystery that no preacher can clean up. Who was Cain afraid of? Where did his wife come from? And how do you build a city when you're the only person around? Welcome to a story of contradictions, cover-ups, and cosmic questions. This is the Bible's first plot hole. The story begins simply. Adam and Eve have two sons, Cain and Abel. Cain is a farmer, Abel is a shepherd. One day they bring offerings to God, and the universe tips off balance. God accepts Abel's offering, but rejects Cain's, with no explanation, no warning, no reason. Cain's face falls. His offering wasn't enough, but he doesn't know why. And in the silence of that rejection, something deadly grows. Cain rises up and kills his brother. The first murder in the Bible. Not from jealousy, from confusion. But that's not where the contradictions start. That's where they begin to multiply. After the murder, God confronts Cain. Where is Abel, your brother? Cain lies. Am I my brother's keeper? God curses Cain. The ground will no longer yield to him. He will be a wanderer, a fugitive, a man without a home. And here's where it gets strange. Cain replies, "Whoever finds me will kill me." But who exactly is going to find him? So far, there are only three people alive: Adam, Eve, and Cain. Abel is dead. There's no mention of other siblings yet. Who is Cain afraid of? Where did this sudden population come from? The Bible doesn't say, but it gets even weirder. In the next verse, Cain leaves and settles in the land of Nod. And then he has a wife. No name, no origin, no explanation. Just Cain knew his wife, and she bore him Enoch. Who is she? Where did she come from? Christian apologists have answers, of course. They say she must have been Cain's sister. After all, Genesis 5 says Adam had other sons and daughters. So Cain married his sister or niece or grandniece. Problem solved, right? Not quite. Because the Bible never names her, never introduces her, never says when or how. And if you have to invent family trees just to make the story work, you're no longer reading the Bible, you're patching it. The Bible bans incest in Leviticus, but we're supposed to believe God started humanity with it. And if Adam and Eve lived for hundreds of years, does that mean Cain was worried about being killed by his own future siblings? Some early texts tried to fix the hole. The Book of Jubilees names Cain's wife as Awan, his sister. But that's not in the Bible. It's a patch. Then there's the city. After Cain's curse, he builds a city named Enoch. A city? How does a man cursed to wander suddenly have enough people to build a city? A city for who? His wife? His newborn son? A couple of nieces? That's not a city. That's a camping trip. So now Cain is a murderer, a wanderer, a husband to a mystery woman, and somehow a mayor. All while no one else is supposed to exist yet. And then comes the mark of Cain. What was it? A glowing tattoo, a scar, a symbol floating in the air? The Bible doesn't say. It just says God marked him so that no one would kill him. Over centuries, people made it worse. Some said the mark was dark skin. That lie justified slavery, racism, segregation, all because the Bible left out the details. Let's be clear. The Bible never says Cain was cursed with dark skin. That was added later, twisted by men who wanted God on their side. But even without racism, the contradictions don't stop. God says Cain will be a fugitive and a wanderer. Then he builds a city. So was Cain defying God's curse, or did God change his mind? Maybe the curse was metaphorical. Maybe Cain wandered spiritually. Maybe city meant something else back then. Theologians have offered a dozen explanations. None of them are in the text. This is the pattern. The more you look at the story of Cain, the more you realize how many blanks have to be filled. God's favoritism, Cain's wife, his city, his mark, his fear of others. All of it demands an imagination outside the page. So what do we do with this? If you were taught to read Genesis as literal, perfect, inerrant history, then Cain's story should stop you cold. Because the contradictions are not subtle. They're loud, obvious, and ignored. What if Genesis wasn't meant to be history? What if it's a patchwork of ancient myths? What if Cain wasn't real, but symbolic? What if the Bible opens with a warning, not about sin, but about the dangers of certainty? That's what Cain offers us, a chance to question, a moment to pause, a space to think. So, ask the question, all of them. Who was Cain's wife? Why did God protect a killer? How did the world already have a crowd? Don't be afraid of doubt. Be afraid of never asking. Because the Bible doesn't start with answers. It starts with Cain. In your journey, it starts when you think for yourself. Hey everyone, that was a fun one to make. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you made it to the end, I want to just say a thank you. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a comment. I like to have fun in the comment section. Give a challenge to you. If you've never made a comment or left a comment before, let's do it on this video. Let me know what you think. Somebody's got to do it.